This is the that nobody asked for with Kim. Okay, so first I want to say thank you to anybody who has subscribed, followed, liked anything that I have posted on either TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. I really appreciate it. I'm still trying to get my name out there. So, like I said, today I wanted to talk about absent parents and like if you think it affects you, if you don't think it affects you, and whether you should or should not forgive them. In my personal opinion, I have an absent parent. I have no relationship whatsoever with my dad. And the crazy thing is, at one point, we did have a slight relationship. And I say slight because it was literally like an inch. You give a person an inch and they take a mile. That's the type of thing it was. So when me and my dad first like met and we started bonding, I was young. I was like really, really young. And then we started again trying to bond when I was in like sixth grade. And let me tell y'all something. That lied. Okay, I'm gonna just be honest. The first time I seen my daddy when I was in sixth grade, I remember it because it really pissed me off. I was in sixth grade, and you know what? No, let me go back. When I was in fourth or fifth grade, I had a friend have a birthday party at the skating rink. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna ask my daddy, can he take me? Because my mama was at work. So I asked my daddy if he could take me. And he was like, oh, it's just raining so hard over here. And it's just yada, yada, yada. Mind you, my daddy lived around the corner from the skating rink. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's raining or whatever. So I called my friend back and I'm like, oh, girl, I can't come. My daddy don't want to bring me because it's storming. She said, where your daddy live at? Because it's not raining over here. And I was just like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean it's not raining? My daddy just told me it's storming over there. And she was like, no, it's not raining at all. So that was the first thing. So the second time it happened is I was in sixth grade and I asked my daddy if he could buy me a locker. And he was like, yeah, I'll buy you a locker. I was like, okay, can you request a top locker? Because I don't want a bottom locker. I don't want nobody butt in my face while I'm trying to get my stuff out my locker, or whatever. So he was like, yeah, I'll tell them that you want a top locker. You don't want a bottom locker. So when the time came and he gave me the combination, it literally says bottom locker on the thing. And I'm like, I didn't want a bottom locker. And he was like, oh, well, they said that they only had bottom lockers left. Excuse me, y'all. That is my baby. That is Miss Moody over here having her a blast. If y'all hear it. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. But so he says, oh, yeah, they didn't have any more. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, at least you tried. You requested it. So when I got back to school, well, when school started and we get to school, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna ask them about these lockers. And I'm like, oh, is there any way that I can trade my bottom locker for a top locker? Because I really didn't want a bottom locker. But I know, you guys don't have any more top lockers left. And the lady's like, girl, yes, we do. We got a whole bunch of top lockers. That was the second time my dad asked me. So we were already off to a bad start. When I got in ninth grade, I lived with my dad for a little while. And yeah, I lived with him for a while. And even though my dad was kind of around at a certain point, he was still very much absent. And I say that as in he didn't come to my performances when I was in chorus. My dad didn't come to SGA meetings. He really didn't come to nothing. Even when I lived with him, I was on the debate team. Not one time did my daddy show up. Okay? Not one time when I was on the home, he made me try out, or not even try out. He made me run for Miss Technology at Carver. And not one time did he even come up there to support me or anything of that nature. So it's really like, why the did you make me run? Don't know, can't tell you. Oh, I do know why, but that's a topic for another day. So I never felt support from him. Like, yeah, my mama didn't want to come to those damn chorus meetings because, in all honesty, they were nothing but PTSA meetings. And and ways for them to tell parents about reasons they needed money and needed them to do other stuff. So she didn't want to come to it, which I don't blame her, but she still came to it. She came to enough of them. He never came to not one of them. I don't even know if that man know I was in chorus. So back to the topic at hand, absent parents, and do I think it affected me? In a way, not having a relationship with my dad did affect me, still affects me. And growing up, I wanted to know, like, what did I do to this man that was just so fucking bad that he doesn't want anything to do with me? He didn't want to know who I was as a person. And I couldn't understand it for the life of me. Even though I didn't need for anything, I never wanted for anything. Like, my mom and my aunt always made sure I had what I needed, whatever I wanted. I was a brat. My mama got three girls, and I'm gonna tell you now, anything I wanted, anything any one of us wanted, we were 9 times out of 10 we was gonna get it. And not having my dad was just like, damn, like what did I do? The reason he didn't want to be around me. What did I do to him? Why doesn't he want to take care of me? And it made me be it pushed me to feel like I needed to overcompensate for certain things. When I first started like having developing crushes on guys and stuff, I felt like I couldn't even like you. Yeah, it was either one extreme or the next. I either hated you or I was just overly overly crushing on them, like suffocating people, smothering them, because I was afraid to be left, because that's how it made me feel. My dad has been in and out of my life since I was little. So I felt like I needed to do something to make sure that person wasn't going to leave. And that's one way that not like having an absent parent affected me. Because if I liked you, 9 times out of 10, I was going to smother you. I was going to smother, I was going to suffocate the hell out of them. And I didn't know I was doing it when I was doing it. I didn't know I was doing that. I don't know. I didn't know I was doing it, but now that I'm older and I'm able to recognize like the things that I have done. Yeah, I was very overbearing in a relationship. Another way it affected me is that I feel like I have to protect myself. So if I feel like, well, not now, but yeah, I do it sometimes. If I feel like you're mad at me or you feel a way towards me, I'm going to protect myself and I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna find me something and I'm gonna be mad. And then we both not talking to each other, but you're not talking to me because maybe you had a bad day. But in my head, I'm like, okay, you upset with me or you feel some type of way. Or you trying to find a reason to leave. A lot of times, arguments to me, my way to protect myself is if we're arguing, well, not a regular person, because if I argue with somebody in the street, oh, I'll go to hell with you. Don't never try to argue with me. But in a relationship, if we get into an argument, I feel like I need to protect myself because I feel like ultimately the thing that's coming is you're going to leave. That's what's going to happen. We're going to get in this fight. In my mind, I am adjusting to we're about to have this argument, this disagreement, and you're about to leave. I don't care what the argument is about. The argument can be about why I put my dirty clothes next to the basket instead of in the basket when I saw you clean it up. In my mind, if we arguing about that, in that moment, you are about to just be like, okay, I am done. And I had to stop doing that. Even though I do it, I still do it to this day. If anybody asks this man, I do it. And he does not understand why I do it. But it is something that I developed from having an absent parent. And no, this is not just a oh she hate her daddy type of thing. That's not what it is. It is about any type of absent parent. You can just because a woman holds the baby for 9 months and delivers that baby does not mean she mothers that baby at all. That's not what it means. As far as forgiving, no, I haven't forgiven. Maybe you should. Maybe you are the person that needs to just be like, okay, I forgive you and I move on. I have not forgiven him. I don't know when I will. I don't know if I will. But I can tell you I have not. I have not done it. But I have let go of a lot of hate and anger that I had towards him. I've kind of just come to I've come to terms with it. Like I've come to terms with it. Like it's okay. I am okay with not having that relationship in my life because I don't need for anything. I always have love and support in my corner, whether it's from my sisters or my mom or my boyfriend. Whether it's from anybody, like my friends that are like family to me, no matter who it is, I always have support and I always have love in my corner. I have learned how to adjust to life without having him. And I found other things to pour my love into. Like I pour my love into my babies. I pour my love into my relationship. And I've learned to pour love into myself, which I didn't do that for a long time. I didn't pour love into myself for a long time because I was just so angry. I was just so upset with the fact that like, why is it that my my dad is the one who didn't want to be a dad? What did I do to this man that was just so horrible that he decided that he didn't want a relationship with me as his child? And that's not even the cherry on the cake for me is I see this man take care of other people's children, his his wife's children. Which I know people like, well, if you're married and your significant other has children, then it's your child. Okay. But if you have children yourself, you have your own blood, you have children that are yours, physically yours, and you are taking care of somebody else's child and not your own child, I think you're disgusting, quite frankly. I think it's crazy that you prefer to raise a family that you did not create and you're not taking care of the family that you made. No, I'm not saying this man just needed to just be with my mama. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he has never gone to anything that I've had. Graduation, prom, chorus practices, chorus performances, SGA meetings. He's never been attentive to any of that. If you ask this man what are some of my hobbies right now, I'm gonna tell you he probably could not fucking tell you. He might not even know my damn favorite color. I don't even believe that that man know my birthday. And that's just being honest. And it's confusing. Not even it is. It was confusing when I know that his wife has children and I'm getting on social media and I'm seeing my father say, oh, he's so proud of his children because they're not your children. Yeah, they may be your children in the fact that you've seen them grow up for a certain amount of years or you've taken care of them. But I always felt like, what about me? Why? What did I do? And I feel like in a way, I was always trying to figure out things that I could do to feel appreciated by my dad or to for him to feel proud of me. And then one day I just stopped giving a honestly. I just stopped caring because I had to start doing stuff for me. There's no reason that I have to sit around and I have to feel less than because he decided that it was good enough. He was man enough to make a baby, but he wasn't man enough to take care of it. And it's not just for men. Women do it too. There are women out here that want to go to the club till 3 in the morning and go to Waffle House and they never gave their child a fucking kids meal. Just because you bear a child does not mean that you're a mother to that child. You can be an absent parent and still be in that child's life. And a lot of people don't understand that. You can live with that child, but as long as you always telling that baby, oh, to get out your face, or no, I don't want to play this, or no, I don't want to see that, or to move, you are a fucking absent parent. If Your baby would rather go to their grandmother or go to their auntie or go to their cousin to tell their cousin, oh, I hurt myself, or oh, I'm hungry, and you sitting right in their face. That means you're a fucking absent parent. And you should be ashamed of yourself that you live in the house with your child and you're a motherfucking absent parent. You should be disgusted with your damn self. You should look in the mirror and you should hate everything that you see. And that goes for men or women who have children and don't take care of their children and they take care of other people's children. Because I can tell you right now, there is no way in high hell that I would ever look at my children and just be like, oh, what the ever. And then I'm going to go outside and find me another couple children to take care of. What the do I want to do that for when I can take care of the ones that I made? It makes no sense. And I'm not just saying, oh, hate these people forever. Hate these people forever. Don't ever forgive them. That's not what I'm saying. Maybe you are the person that should forgive them. Maybe you feel like you are that person that should forgive them. And I love that for you. I love that for you if you are forgiving these absent parents that you have. I love that. I love it for you if you are finally feeling feelings towards your absent parent. And it does not have to be love, it does not have to be understanding. If you feel a dislike towards them, I love that for you. Feel how you feel. I love that you have those feelings. And you are able to feel how you feel. Me, I simply just put my energy into other things. I don't have the patience to be angry anymore. I don't have the energy to let it drain me that I did not have a dad in my life. Because I mean, in a way I did. I did. Like my little sister's dad, oh, anything that we wanted, we were getting it. And I'm talking about full blown Valentine's Day gifts. Each one of us are getting gift baskets or gift bags with candy and cakes and balloons tied to it, everything that everybody likes. And it was always individualized. We never got any type of gifts that were, oh, this is for y'all. No, it was always for us personally, meaning that he paid attention to us. He knew that I love sugar cookies and my older sister loved chocolate cakes. So she might get her a whole chocolate cake and I got me a whole thing of cookies because he paid attention, because he knew. And I never got that from my dad. Like, I never got anything from him. Not even when I lived with him. When I lived with him, I very much preferred to be back home with my mother. And I did. I that's the story for another time. But all in all, I do believe that having an absent parent, no matter which one it is that is absent out of your life, it affects you. It can cause you to do things that you may not notice. You might feel like you need to be more protective of yourself. You might feel like you need to be more defensive. You might feel like when you care about somebody, you need to run. You might get the urge to run. And it's okay. Sometimes you have to just, sometimes you need those moments that you feel angry towards having an absent parent. You need those moments so you can take a breath and realize, like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it was, and that's what it's always going to be. And you have to remember that. You got to remember that it's not your fault. You are not responsible for having an absent parent. You having an absent parent has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. And that's okay. But that's all for us tonight, and I hope somebody leaves some comments, about what I should talk about next time. If not, I'll still make up my own. That's all. Thanks for listening to the shit that nobody asked for with Kim.